All of this is most 98% of your diabetic issues is because what you sticking inside of your mouth. And let's not talk about the weight gain. Remember, I don't believe in a such thing as being fat. I believe that you have a waist problem. And if you lose waist, W-A-S-T, you lose weight. Or you will lose your waist. You see that? So the only reason why you're obese in the first place is because you accumulating and holding on to sugars, hormones, and toxins. That's the whole reason why you get fat, or what they call being overweight or being obese. The body produces more adipocytes or adipose tissues to hold on to basically overproduction of hormones, overproduction of estrogen, overproduction of toxins. Obesity is a healing mechanism. You are fat because the body is trying to heal itself. And the body knows that if all of this metabolic waste byproducts hit the bloodstream, you will die of toxicity. You will die of acidosis. So the body is smart enough to produce these adipose adipocyte cells and to engulf the toxins, to engulf the hormones and hold on to them until you do the proper thing, which is intermittent fast, eat right, take some herbs, do some colonics, get all of that boo-boo out of your body for your cells can breathe again and get the adequate amount of oxygen and minerals and nutrients again. See that? So all of this is a byproduct of eating too many processed, ultra complex sugars. Eating out of whack. Don't have a daily schedule. And this is why daily schedules is so important. And I'm going to upload the daily schedule. So most of y'all have fatty liver disease, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, cirrhosis of the liver, because you have diabetes. And did you know that diabetes is like 1-in-1 with cancer? And then you can't separate diabetes from high blood pressure, because diabetes causes high blood pressure, because we see what these sugars being left inside the bloodstream do to the kidneys. We see what these sugars being left inside the bloodstream do to the retina of the eyes, do to the optic nerve of the eyes. We see what they actually do to the nephron of the kidneys. We see what it do to the liver. We see what it do to the teeth. Most of your teeth problem, yes, these caries that's inside of your teeth is because of leftover sugars. These sugars are bringing on bacteria and acids and breaking down the enamel of your teeth, allowing these openings, and then bacteria inhabits these things, go through different meridian pathways, end up at your heart, and you will literally have heart disease, blaming it on something when it's really just you got a messed up tooth. Or you have a certain specific type of cancer, and then you will get one of these meridian pathway connected teeth removed, and then the cancer go into what you would call spontaneous remission. What about that? What about Dr. Cedric Brown? He had heart disease. His heart was only functioning at what they say 27%. Yeah. He ended up pulling a molar. He pulled a molar, and his heart disease went down, and his functioning of his heart shot back up to 76%. All because of a tooth. But this stuff starts because decay. This stuff starts because of decaying, decomposition of the cells, mold, lack of oxygen, and having all of these complex sugars is one of them. And that's what I keep trying to show y'all and tell y'all. We are simple beings. We need simple sugars. We need monosaccharides. The first monosaccharide and sugar that you will ever get is from your mother's breast milk. That is called galactose. Did you know galactose was a sugar? Lactose. So if you lactose intolerant, that means that you're old enough now. Your body is done producing things for you to have milk. So you have built up a tolerance from certain sugar, which is called lactose, which is actually a monosaccharide, just not for you. That's why you're supposed to wean the baby off the breast by the age of 3, because the baby is no longer producing those type of enzymes to break down that sugar anymore. He have moved on into fructose. And then as he get older, he can take some glucose from vegetables. But you are a primary frugivore, and you eat vegetables and nuts and seeds and grains here and there, family. And this is the truth that anatomy speaks for and show it. But we have been taught culture. We have been taught politics. We have been taught political gains from a European construct and concept. So we think food is what y'all finna be eating tomorrow. That's not real food. That soul food will actually capture and imprison your soul. And then you will be 45 years old, stuck in a prison you call the body, with needles and pains and on insulin pens and blood pressure high. You taking all types of medicines and metformins and statin drugs, and you got to get your feet cut off because sugar done blocked up your arteries and you have poor circulation and you can't breathe. You on all different types of steroids because your lungs and your respiratory system is not working right because you let another people tell you what food was, and you didn't go into nature and listen to God and let God show you how to eat. Let God show you how to eat. Like, I'm trying to show y'all the psychological damage that have been done not only to my people, but to the whole damn world, y'all. Who told you that was food? And then if you look at these sugars that they're making in laboratories, that they're bleaching and literally pulling everything out of it anyway, these are highly, highly, highly neurotoxic. Highly neurotoxic. And then if you start looking at the sugar and diabetes and autism connection, now B, would you please look up the sugar, diabetes, and autism connection? Let's read that to them. And autism will blow your mind. And then you get your children off these neurotoxins. And they was once non-verbal, they start speaking again. Huh? They didn't know how to deal with their environment. Now they know how to hug on you. Now they call you mommy. You hearing children speak for the first time since they was 2. Once you get them off these toxins, did y'all know sugar cane is damn near worse than cocaine? These are drugs, y'all, and it is killing us, and it's causing you diabetes. What that say?
Yes, there is a connection between autism and diabetes. The risk of diabetes. People with autism have a higher risk of developing diabetes.
That's how I'm going to sit my tea on this one.
Including type 1 and type 2. Some studies suggest that people with autism are at an increased risk of diabetes type 1. Type 2 diabetes, some studies suggest that people with autism are at 146% higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes.
Oh, we.
Wow.
Oh, we. It's all connected to this sugar because you're eating the wrong type of sugar that's not considered a food. Shouldn't nobody eat this ultra processed bleached white flour, bleached white sugar created in laboratories. The moment that you take sugar and you isolate it and you pull it out the sugar cane, then you heat it, it becomes high fructose corn syrup. The only reason why they call it a corn syrup, because everything that comes from a fructose factor, they call it a corn syrup. Everything that comes from a glucose factor, they merge that in with the corn syrup name too. All high fructose corn syrup mean is ultra processed natural sugar that came from foods. When you play God and you isolate chemistry, it messes the body up. Sugar is supposed to come inside your body as a form of carbohydrates. These carbohydrates are supposed to come in a form of amino acid structures. These amino acid structures are supposed to come with a lipid profile. The lipid profile is supposed to come with macro minerals and micro minerals. It's supposed to come with fiber, right? Fibrogen. And it's supposed to come with water. This is how you eat. You eat food holistically. When you take food from nature, then you take them to biochemistry laboratories, or what I'm going to call big food industry manufacturing warehouses, and you start extracting things out of there to heighten it, to make it highly addictive, and you start playing God. That's when you kill people. You are dying because you are eating non-whole foods, and you need to start eating whole foods again. So